Intro. Pabrik. Hijau-hijau. Udah bukan. Oke, selamat datang di channel game Genshin Impact ya. Jangan lagi guys, di story questnya nanti satu aja berarti ya. Ya aja. Besok pagi lagi. Game dulu. TV 4 ya. Ini Alvin nggak sampai, paling nggak sampai jam berapa? 10 ya. Jam 10 harus keluar. Pokoknya satu story quest Alvin itu cukup. Oh, nggak usah di tapi pengajian. Ah, telat gak bang? Gak bang, saya yang telat bang. pas ya datang ya. Ketemu gitu. Apa ya? Situ.
My blade will lead us through the shadows.
Tama rin po ito. Astaga. Kasih dulu deh.
I will have order.
This way, Trailer.
Evil looks. Shoot on sight. Ready.
Grow. Sharing my knowledge. By royal decree.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Time to testify. Into the shadows.
Tiga selesai. Pak.
Everyone hold hands.
This is order. Stabilize.
Evil looks. Shoot on sight. Loaded.
This way, Trailer. Make yourselves at home. Odds revealed by...
Hunt them down. Ready.
Ya. Ready-nya bang. Oh, iya Jurnal.
I see everything.
Order guide you. Gather.
Where evil lurks. Shoot on sight. Into the shadows.
Solidify.
Commit it to memory. The Temple of Wisdom. By royal decree.
Loaded. Ready.
Ajir.
Everyone hold hands.
This is order.
Hunt them down. Loaded.
Sharing my knowledge.
Gather.
Oh, tuh.
Grow. Odds revealed by...
Evil lurks. Shoot on sight.
Oh. Oh, ini dibawa ke ya. Oh ini buka dong bang, bener kan bang, dibuka lah bang. Oh ini aja pokoknya.
All is accounted for. Let's move out.
Dibuka ininya bang. Ini apa? Buka pokoknya. Ini. Dibuka dulu ya. Sayang. Kakinya dibuka dulu.
A duel
Eh,
is
tap-
a battle
apa?
of wills, and the sword an extension.
Nanti kalau nggak bisa review ya. Lanjut. Dah, aja. Mana caranya? Kamu ke profile, udah profile. Oh ini ya bener-bener. No, udah profile. Ini tampilkan rincian. Nah, itu ya. Ya aku bisa lihat.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Ready.
Wah, udah serius. Oke, ditunggu berapa menit kali baru selesai.
Stabilize.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Time to testify. Into the shadows.
I will have order.
Committed to memory.
Evil lurks. Shoot on sight.
Grow. Make yourselves at home.
Solidify.
By royal decree.
Hunt them down.
Hampir artefak dulu. Lengkap deh. Be. Habis artefak kita review. Kira-kira tapi ya, anjir. Ini gede banget. Kita buat si RG. Oke. Masuk semua sih, tapi nggak ada yang masuk damage aja. Anjir, kotor banget. Dulu. Oke, efek. Anjir. Apa lagi? Yang main sih. Kita ke bunga dulu dah. Kayaknya ada 20 maksud. Ini lucu kalau nggak masuk. Aja. Batu. Demek. Nyas banget nih. Efek. Mas apa EF aja satu-satu semua gitu. Gak bisa ini. Sudah dulu. Oke deh, kita harus Oke deh. Orang masih sih kan. Wah anjir. Sebenarnya kalau gini sih aku review sih ya. Advice gua ya udah farming terus aja sih. Awal banget. Alamnya oke bener. Nanti tinggal dinaikin cat dulu ya. Cat 10 nanti ngikut skillnya. Bisa setinggi mungkin loh. Nggak apa-apa ini tak kasih kalau mau ini sih kalau mau berkah kan mau dibeli ke apa ya kan itu kan jelek namanya itu kan baru apa kasih AR sedang ya. Baik. Ya, akunnya masih bertumbuhan. Oke. Salamnya paling di dengan input box. Ini di farming Legend tuh dua deh. Farming yang ini emblem of seven Fate atau ini. Kalau mainnya reaksi hyper blue. Dengan kualitas farming bang. Nih, artefatnya Raiden sih main damage ya. Kalau main reaksi hyper blue nanti di sini. Ini paling. Gue nggak rekomen karena ada ininya sih. Kita pakai damage itu menyesuaikan. Kalau senjatanya attack gitu biasanya hit. Senjata kalau main asal nanti ada senjata free nya nanti tiket sini. Tapi syaratnya harus rajin mancing. Tips mancingnya gimana ya? Ini di catch nanti dicari ya. Itu gratis tapi dengan cara mancing di Nazuma. Jika nanti ada opsi sampai nanti di memori 4 set ya, nanti biar yang penting 4 setnya aktif dulu deh. Itu nih yang hijau nih nanti dua lagi ya, cari aja nanti biar 4 set tuh support tuh yang penting itu dulu kurangin dulu resistance kalian bagus nih nanti upgrade ini skill aja sama burst aja ya kok lumayan kok sebenarnya. Oh ini nanti ini elemental mastery semua atau elemental mastery dendro kit atau ya sama aja sih sebenarnya. Nah itu sama aja pabrik di nih terus di sini apa ya yang penting sih 4 set dulu deh kalau belum dapat statnya biar statnya aktif aja nih wangi dendrores tuh ya oke lah sebenarnya. Yang penting itu dulu deh 4 set dulu ya. Ya bang buat Aida itu aja sih senjata oke kayaknya terus senjata juga sama gitu sekarang ini sekali quest dulu deh Furina ya. Oh, Furina satu doang dia. Satu doang sih maksudnya. Nih, Furina tuh nggak bisa. Itu di sini. Nah, ambil tutup. Naikin damage skill sama damage skill. Ya itu.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
My dear partner.
That voice! It's Navia! I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere? How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson? We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Sven and Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, what?
Let Paimon see. Wait. There's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself.
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think they're anything too super important. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
So you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for your... You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Bukan.
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station
Dia
near
ada
the south,
tulisan
so
kuning.
we'll use one of the Spina's boats. All right, follow me. I'll take you there.
Tapi nggak diduduk. Wih,
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
ingat guys kalau mau berkendara di apa selalu dicek keamanan dan mesin-mesinnya terus segala macam.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people
Gak ada
in
yang
your
namanya
family, right?
perguling-guling lagi ya.
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. So there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head. But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his
Oh iya,
way.
gak ada ini ya.
He was
Oh iya,
just
sampai pengalaman tuh.
not very agreeable.
Aku keras cuy.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
Wah, Leslie di sini atau dia?
All right, then let's head out.
Nagbawa. Hujan cukup gak ya?
It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon, sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she
lupa.
passed away during childbirth.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to
Ajay.
make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah,
Sekali.
but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward. Of course, I still haven't really gotten used to a life without them, but I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Everyone, even my parents, have already overcome so many obstacles.
Selamat datang. Welcome to
Besides,
stream.
I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up. we've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new poisson.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right?
Ya, stop. Stop mengasihani.
Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Oke, gak dibikin.
Ready when you are.
Kayak tuh. Aduh, kena.
Look alive!
Ups.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon! Welcome back to Poisson!
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to
Florent.
take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss! As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Patung.
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing that.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson.
Iya, patung bapaknya dia.
But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I
Unfaithful
thought
tuh
this
bukan
would be the
udah
perfect
faithful ya?
chance to actually realize this dream.
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson
Yeah.
to show their appreciation
Donasi,
for Miss
donasi.
Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Kenapa nggak kayak gitu?
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that boss should have a place on the statue.
Ayo, patung Navia.
If you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Guys, aduh, gue nggak tahan. Ya itu sudah muncul. Hari ini malam. Sebentar guys. Ups. Saya lanjut.
We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good
Anjir.
block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible
Mau
designs.
diskusi bikin
I feel like I
patung.
should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
Hey you. Ngapain?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
Aduh, aduh. Ada besok nih.
That's,
Wah, ini kalau MC-nya Lumin gimana nih kalau MC-nya cowok pas ya?
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner.
Wah, ini kalau aku main karakternya cewek gimana ya?
Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any
Ya.
ideas?
Oh, kamu kan kamu bosnya.
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up
That's
with any
so
fresh or
competitive.
original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone.
Pakem.
So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up
Deal.
with some new and
Aku
interesting ideas.
otakmu.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Coba yang anjing apa itu? Si memandang ke kejauhan ini. Papan bawah, kosa gini ya ini.
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Jil. Wah, Jil. Aduh,
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
emangnya orang bisa tahu apa yang diketawain?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Dasar.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs?
Anjir.
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off.
Yalah, ganti
Forget it,
lagi.
let's try something else.
Mendekat jago.
By that, do
Anjir,
you mean as
tidak
if we were standing on a
difotoin.
boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain in their first meet.
Masuk nih.
Look over there, my dear Clementine.
Yeah.
Every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
Astaga. Paimon ini. Roleplaynya top tier ini.
But there's something off with the composition. This
Tuh,
pose makes Mr. Callis look too tall next to the lady.
tuh.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Kita tukeran. Jadi Iya, ya.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Oke.
Wait, we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put
Mantap.
it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to
Anjir,
think of something
tidak di
else.
off lagi cuy. Dia yang kita yang
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try
Anjir.
this.
pose apa di namanya nih? Pose macho aja.
Pose! It makes me recall Sfina di Rasula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was
Anjir.
actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Banyak kritik kamu Paimon.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Tawannya lengkap aja.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new
Anjir,
alias.
iya.
You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our
Nah, gak ada,
hearts.
Cok.
Let's try to come up with something else.
Gak ada. Tidak ada ide.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right.
Pakai payung aja.
It's all out of brain juice now, too.
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference
Anggap
shots out
saja
of the
kena
session,
dia bagus
and
lah.
each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Adele.
Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina.
Anak kecil.
She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the
Idea.
design. I'll have to trouble you to sort.
We could have just done that from the start.
Terus dia baru dapat foto-foto.
Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Anjir, mau berubah ya.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Foto siapa anjir?
Huh? But aren't you...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the fortress of Meripede?
Anjir, habis di penjara dia.
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I... After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
Anjir, Melissa pindah ke sini cuy.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this guy...
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members.
Apain lo
He was
emang?
found guilty and sentenced to the fortress of Meripede some time ago. But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrera.
Marcel yang mati gagal dihantuin dia. Marcel apa Fasil ya? Sama kayak.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some...
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Ya, iya bener dia.
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case, a lot of
Wah,
things have
udah
happened in
parah
Brazil
dia
since then.
ternyata.
First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
VIP helper aja.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her. Wait, now you suddenly resist taking a dig at Papa?
Gak apa dong.
Nice. Spina
Nice,
di Rosula
nice.
always seems
Anjir.
to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver?
Wah, tanya
Are they
dia.
always by your side?
Dia mati.
About that.
Mereka mati.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me
Yeah.
safe during the flood.
Oh. Navia said good.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank,
Iya.
right?
Dia dah.
You're just scaring me on purpose because
Dia
I
dah
don't know
nunjuk
anything about
gitu
what's
masih dianggap
happening.
bercanda. Gak kayak emang.
I'm sorry, but it's the
Jadi
truth.
boy. Keluar dia.
They weren't the only people we lost.
Lisa yang mana ya? Gue pernah
Many
dengar
others,
kayaknya di
including
podcast
Melissa,
tapi lupa.
also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus and Melissa
Lisa.
dead. They're just
Lupa.
gone.
Ayo. Terimalah kenyataan pahit ini.
Malus. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Dia nunduk banget, bener kayak anjir.
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Okay.
Jadi gue semua gagalan. Lu sama si sepata. Anjir. Bisa kali cuy. Kita keruan deh. Korin besok ya story quest aku Korin. Pagi lagi deh. Kok aku bisa bangun jam? Dalam.
Get it off!
Hold the line.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
Dahil oy pesa content.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of
Yeah.
Marcel's actions.
Mata kadendam sih.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his
Dude.
insane research.
Takut kami.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network.
Okay.
We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Rome
Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding
Yeah.
funding the construction of
Speak
the Aquabus
international.
tunnels. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di Rosula altogether.
Yeah.
And the split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callus was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's.
I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeu's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion.
Anjir.
They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
So they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any—
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina. It never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue to be a threat.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long... Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on
Ada
us,
selimut di dalam selimut.
with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Yes, bos.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about...
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you?
Of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! My mom feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
Adele.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Oke. Foto. Foto fonten. Oh.
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time.
Jalan-jalan
Think of it as
aja.
something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Ready.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Punya penjaranya aku tuh emang ajiwa. Kayak lapas kono ya juga. Ada kekuasaan di bawahnya gitu.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court.
Aku apa?
Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callus was generous,
Cari
and
nama nih.
everyone had the
Oke.
chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse. Oh, I know. I was just being a little...
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons?
Macaron?
I've been dreaming of them.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Maloose and Silver used to take care of tasks. Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for... Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients of all.
Jadi saya ganti nulis
Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just...
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so he should have some stuff on
pasti
him.
punya stok bahan makanan bas.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flowers and
Flour.
wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Let's get to work, everyone.
Alam liar. Foto yuk. Entis. Terus abang anjing. Kayak ke aku. Dah. Ah. Cuy. Levelnya mantap. Pas banget nih. Ya, iya. Kan wait and see forward.
Ah, how did it... You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally...
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for...
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so...
Cik, kamu baca aku dari Adventurous Guide ya?
Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's all.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Ih, ngomongin si
Even
Bang.
if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
Bukan.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water in celebration of this moment.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time.
Udah. Oh mati gue. Udah kacau lagi cuy. Iya detail. Sini deh. Yang pas bang.
Into the shadows.
Kosan pot hijau. Aja. Terus selesai ini dulu. Sini. Ini mana pukul aja. Ada amal. Di anjir. Hehehe. Oke. Pakai brute force aja. Oh, tidak bisa, bang abang. Kayak gitu. Estel. Iya. Maksudnya film. Nah, lawakan. Ada lagi yang datang. Ini jarang. Bukan seluruh konten. Kira dulu lah ya. Oh capek ini. Udah kuat mental tuh. Jangan dapat uang nggak ya? Ya, ya memang kayak beberapa orang tuh berpikir demikian soalnya. Dapat uang buat apa? Buat bertahan hidup. Nah, pokoknya udah selesai nih.
All set?
Ajay.
Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
Ada bener orang beneran berapa?
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
Divin.
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your
Apa
generous
jadi
patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so
Demoiselle.
used to calling you Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was...
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
Awas bang, ada yang ngikutin. Apa yang ngikutin bang? Selamat datang lagi Bang Si.
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she
Apa Bang
says
yang
is that she
ngikutin
really
Bang?
looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she
Di
became a lot
masa.
more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa. So, as a result, she
Iya,
found all the rest of the
dasar.
Spina super scary as well.
Agaknya.
But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up
Ya,
the
malam
courage to
juga ya.
talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
Paham.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time.
Iya.
She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too.
Pasti
For
aja.
now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can
Like
really
Bob.
make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on
Yeah.
to this for me.
Amatiran.
All right.
Buntutnya amatiran banget sampai kita.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Iya.
Stop right there.
Iya itu ya anjing. Ya kayak satu namanya Aniare. Tina dan Pepita menjauh pas gak bisa ya. Stop! Jadi hari yang lebih kencang. Stop!
We knew you were going to be difficult.
Apa nyatakan maksud Anda memata-matai kami?
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Iya.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Brother, let's go. Navia ini
Where evil lurks, shoot on sight.
jebret.
Hey there! Shoo. Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Siapa lu? Ketangkep basah. Kau tidak bisa membunuhku.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get
Yeah,
vengeance on Spina
okay.
to Rasula.
Ini adalah geng, perang geng ini kayak tawuran SMK
We were
cuy.
discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers.
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys. Look for an opportunity to really mess up your day.
Ingat nomor yang apa kalian adalah rakyat sipil. Pertama adalah dengan melawan orang yang menggunakan vision pasti kalah. Mau sekuat apapun lu nggak punya vision, lawan yang punya vision kalah. Gua di samping yang bagi rakyat sipil juga ya tidak bisa melawan punya vision, jangan juga melawan seorang jangan juga melawan seseorang yang rambut pirang. Itu biasanya kuat banget. Ya, jangan memusuhi dia.
Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
Bohong.
Huh? You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
Camkan.
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Ya, habis lagi jalan
Are you sure
kaki.
it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my
Bagus,
father's
bagus.
crutches, too. Moreover, when it comes to the aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Sonde again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go!
Let's go. Pergi ke konten. Bawah berarti. Yeah.
Look alive! Allow me!
Aduh salah.
Coming coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Sandra? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seafood right now.
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
Oh, panjang banget sih. Wah, anjir.
Underground is way more fun than I thought.
If there's anything you need, you can always...
Jam 9 aku istirahat dulu deh kayaknya. Gak bisa lama-lama kayaknya. Nah, jam 10 keluar. Oke deh. Oke, aku terpaksa. Jadi terima kasih sudah kasihnya di situ. Apa nyaluin 50 sama ini, oke. Kasih sudah datang dan besok pagi lagi lah ya. Mungkin tadi terus bangun pagi lagi pokoknya. Nah, ini ada strike quest itu lagi. Baru kayak orang ini ada event Putri Web aja lah. Numpuk coy. Pendek. Kastaria juga, aduh. Ya wes. Terima kasih sudah menikmati streamnya. Saya dari kleponkliwonyt. Kami undur diri dulu. Terima kasih sudah menikmati.